What's up, friend? So I'm putting the finishing touches on issue number 4 of the Scott Scheper Letter. And if I do say so myself, it is one of the best things I've ever written. And full disclaimer, I say that every single month. But seriously, this issue of the Scott Scheper Letter, aka my physical monthly newsletter about knowledge, writing, and marketing, is literally the best thing that you will read if you are passionate about the craft of writing. In the upcoming issue, I go super deep into my process for writing. I introduce 6 phases that I go through whenever I craft or write a piece of long-form content. The beginning of this issue opens up with a rather embarrassing story that happened, in my defense, about a year ago. At that time, I did not have the essentially the writing process down, the process that I have today. Because of this, writing was seriously an excruciatingly frustrating experience. And you're going to see just how excruciating it was in the upcoming issue. But my writing process today is completely different. It's not frustrating, it's not painful to sit down and write. In actuality, my process today is very simple and it's actually fun. So one of the first, or I would say the most important phase in my writing process today is that of writing out your first draft, the first draft, by hand. And this prevents you from doing something that far too many people do when writing their first draft. And that is they begin to edit while they're writing their first draft. In brief, don't do this. Do not edit while you are writing your first draft. Ernest Hemingway once said, "All first drafts are shit." And literally, that's the point. This same advice is echoed by direct response copywriters like Dan Kennedy and Ben Settle. The principle is essentially to write fast, aka write the first draft fast, and edit slow. When you use a digital word editor like Microsoft Word or any digital text editor to write your first draft, it's just all too easy. It's all too tempting because it's so easy to do to just start editing while you're writing your first draft. And this is the reason that I recommend writing your first draft by hand. When you write by hand, there's no option to start editing, while you're writing. Once it's done, it's done. You keep moving on and you kind of create this natural momentum. Now, this may surprise you because you probably know me as the anti-net Zettelkasten guy, but I do not recommend writing your first draft by hand on note cards. Nor do I recommend writing the first draft by hand using a Moleskine notebook or loose leaf paper like printer paper or anything like that. There is, however, one device, one medium that I do highly recommend you use to write the first draft by hand. But to find out what that is, you'll need to pick up issue number 4 of the Scott Scheper Letter. Sorry, not sorry. If you're not already a subscriber or you haven't heard, I publish a physical monthly newsletter, and you can find out about it in the description below this video. The newsletter is shipped out every single month in physical form using 60-pound paper, and it's shipped out to your mailbox on the 1st of every single month. You can pick up a free 30-day trial of it. All I ask is that you pay for the shipping and materials cost, which is a little bit more expensive than you would otherwise think. You would think it would be $1, $2 or something like that, but it's a little bit more. I use 60-pound paper, and all I ask for your free 30-day trial is just to cover the shipping and the materials cost, like the cost of assembling it, which I use a print shop in New York, and they charge me, so I'm just basically taking their invoice and asking you to cover the shipping and material cost. I don't make a penny on the free 30-day trial. The deadline is essentially the last day of every single month at midnight. So that's the deadline to pick up this issue, and I promise you, if you get it, it will have all of the glory and love and passion if you are into the craft of writing. And even if you're not a great writer, writing is a game changer. Screw ChatGPT and all the AI stuff. The thing that is going to stand out in the future is, in our future built around these, 2-second TikTok videos and ChatGPT and artificial writing is those who can actually think and develop their thoughts through writing. And in a world that's going to be filled with artificial writing, what do you think is going to stand out? Answer is real writing, real authentic writing, period. Anyway, that's it. Enough me shilling the newsletter. I hope this kind of reminded you of the importance of writing by hand, but more importantly, to write out your first draft by hand. The worst thing you can do is to begin editing your first draft before it is complete. You'll see why, and the embarrassing experience that I went through about a year ago, literally almost a year ago to this day. Actually, a month from now, it'll be a year. Anyway, you'll get all the details and my entire writing process, the 6 phases that I go through in the upcoming issue. And there's also a template. I call this the 11-point exploding heart template. And it's something that you should follow when writing anything, like a long form piece of copy. And I got this template actually from my friend and business partner, Sam Markowitz, who is the last marketing protege of the famed copywriter Gary Halbert. Anyway, Sam gave me this template, and it's been a game changer for me. I write every single newsletter following this template, and I'm going to be revealing that. That's like one of the phases in my 6-phase writing process that you're going to get in the upcoming newsletter. Anyway, peace and love. Talk to you later. Bye-bye now.